Hi children, today we can study about trigonometry. It is an important branch of mathematics. Okay, here what do you mean by trigonon? Trigonon means it is a triangle. Okay, triangle, you know, this is a three-sided polygon, right? Three-sided polygon. And metron means what? Measure. Okay, measurement of a triangle, that is what is called trigonometric. In the trigonometric, the basic things what we have to study is trigonometric ratios. Okay, when you consider an angle, you can see how can you draw an angle. Initially, we will make a ray. So, let me mention this ray as ray OA. If I am rotating this ray through a common point called vertex, that point, through this point O, I am rotating this ray OA and it reaches to another side, terminal side, ray OB. Now this ray is here, ray OB, that is called terminal side, OA is called initial side. So the ray OA through the end point O, I am rotating and it is reaching to the side OB, that side we can call it as a terminal side. In between, the measure of an angle is the amount of rotation. How much I am rotating, that is called measure of an angle. Suppose it is 30 degree, normally measurement of angle we are doing in degree. But here we can take it as a general name like theta degree. I am measuring, and a measure of an angle is the amount of rotation, how much I rotated this ray OA and it is reaches to terminal side through the end point O. This end point is called a vertex. So, when you mention name of an angle, we can either take initial side AOB or BOA. O, the vertex should be in the middle. Okay, when you mention this angle, these are the two arms of the angle. So, I can measure angle, I can write angle as angle AOB. So, you can see O is in the middle. Okay, this is what about angle. And when you consider a right angled triangle, you can see what do you mean by a right angled triangle? Yeah, two sides. Suppose here AM, that is a side, MP is a side, AM and MP, they are mutually perpendicular to each other, means angle between them is 90 degree. Okay. Then if I make this triangle AMP, in triangle AMP, angle M you know that is 90 degree, right? So, if angle M is 90 degree, angle A plus angle P, angle A plus angle P sum should be 90, because by angle sum property we know in a triangle there are three angles, so sum should be 180. Out of that angle M alone is 90, so angle A plus angle P should be 90. That means angle A and angle P. Angle A means I can say angle A has two arms, which are the PA and MP. Okay, so angle A and angle P, they both are less than, angle A is less than 90 degree, right? Less than 90 degree angle, we can call them as what? Acute angle. So, angle A is an acute angle as well as angle P. Angle P is an acute angle. Why? That also, the value of angle P of course should be less than 90 degree. Because this is a right angle triangle, one of the angle is 90 degree, other two sum only will be 90. So, each one will be less than 90. Less than 90 angle, we can call them as what? Acute angles. Okay. So, in the trigonometric ratios, we are considering only about this acute angles. So, this acute angle, which acute angle? There are two acute angle here, angle A as well as angle P. Which acute angle is my reference angle, that is important. So, here I am taking angle P as my reference angle. So, let me say angle P, the measurement of angle P, you know, of course it is less than 90 degree. Let me take it as theta, a general degree. Theta degree is the angle P. Okay. So, if I take angle theta, then I can make a ratio, sine of angle theta. sine of angle theta. We can shortly say sine theta. Sine theta. This is the first trigonometric ratio. Sine of angle theta. If you consider angle theta, you know angle theta, we are making angle theta using edges this side MP and AP. In a right angle triangle, this angle P we can make using MP and AP. What about AP? AP is a side opposite to 90-degree angle. So, that side, of course, in a right angle triangle, the side which is opposite to 90 degree is called hypotenuse. How can you say this is the opposite side? Because to make angle 90 degree, that means angle M, I am using which arms? AM and MP. Which arm I am not using? That is AP. That is what is called opposite side. So, the side opposite to 90-degree angle, that is called hypotenuse. Okay. So, hypotenuse here it is AP, and if I am taking this angle P is my reference angle, to make angle P, which are the arms I am using? MP, that is an arm I am using. Again this hypotenuse AP I am using to make angle P. MPA, that is what my angle P. Angle P I have given a measurement as theta generally. Like this angle, let it be in theta degree. Okay. So, this is degree. But when you take sine of the angle, so sine of the angle we are considering this angle measurement, we are equating with the ratio of the sides. So, sine of angle theta means it is ratio of opposite side to hypotenuse. Okay. So, what do you mean by opposite side? Opposite side of this reference angle theta is what? Opposite side means that side is not included to make this angle theta. I am using this MP. MP is used to make this angle theta. Again hypotenuse I am using, but this side AM I am not using to make this. So, which side I am not using? That is called opposite side. So, sin theta I can write what? This is the ratio of opposite side divided by this hypotenuse. This is called sine of angle theta, hypotenuse. Okay. So, opposite side by hypotenuse. We are dividing. Ratio means what? Same type of measurement, same type of this we are taking the length hypotenuse. We are taking the length opposite side. So, we are considering same type of unit, and we but when you are dividing you are getting a ratio that does not have any unit. Okay. So, sine of angle theta, it is a ratio of connecting which are the sides? Opposite side and hypotenuse. So, sine of an angle theta, that is the name for the ratio of what? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Same way we have to study 6 ratio. This is sine of angle theta. Say that shortly we can call it as sine theta. Second ratio is what? Cosine of the angle theta. Cosine of angle theta. What do you mean by cosine of angle theta? Cosine of angle theta. Why I am writing like this? Because this is not cosine of angle theta. Shortly I can say cos theta. But this cos theta, this does not mean that cos into theta. It is not like that. Cosine of angle theta. Cosine of angle theta means again it is a ratio of what? Adjacent side divided by again hypotenuse itself. Okay. Hypotenuse. Okay. This is what? A ratio. Cosine of angle theta. Again next trigonometric ratio. Then third trigonometric ratio is called a tangent of angle theta. Tangent of angle theta, shortly I can call, again it is a ratio. Tangent of angle theta, shortly I can call tan theta. What is tan theta? tan theta, in that tan theta we don't have hypotenuse. This is the ratio of opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side by adjacent side. Okay. Tan theta, it is the ratio of tan of angle theta. It is the ratio of opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side by adjacent side. That is what is called tangent of angle theta. Tangent of angle theta, again it is a ratio. So we studied three ratios. In a right angle triangle, we have three sides. Out of that, the side we are considering reference angle is important. We have in a right angle triangle 90-degree angle is there. Other two angles are acute angles. Out of that, one angle I am taking as my reference angle and I am making the ratio. I can take other angle as my reference angle. Accordingly, the adjacent side and opposite side will change, because when I consider this angle theta or angle P as my reference angle, the meaning is to make angle P, this side MP I am using. So that side we will consider as adjacent side. And hypotenuse for a right angle triangle, whatever the acute angle, only two acute angle here. Any acute angle I can consider, but hypotenuse won't change. But when I consider if this is my acute angle, if this is my reference angle, then the adjacent and opposite will change, because to make this reference angle, if I am taking this is my reference angle AM, I am using to make that angle. So the which side I am using other than hypotenuse to make that angle, that side is called adjacent side. Which side I am not using, that is the opposite side. Okay. So we already studied sine of angle, cosine of angle, tangent of angle. Now we have to study three more ratios, that is just reciprocal of these three ratios. That is what the other three ratios. So again, if I go for the ratio, sine of the angle, let me rub this part and see 1, 2, 3, sine of angle theta. So anything, if you want sine of angle theta, we can write sine theta shortly, right? Reciprocal of sine theta. How can I write reciprocal of sine theta? Anything, if you want to write the reciprocal of sine of angle theta, shortly I can say sine theta. What is it actually? I can simply write 1 by sine theta, right? 1 by sine theta is the reciprocal of sine theta. Any number, if you want to find out reciprocal, 1 by that number you can write. So reciprocal of sine theta, 1 by sine theta. It has another name, that is called cosecant of angle theta. Cosecant of angle theta, shortly I can say cosec theta. Cosecant of angle theta, shortly I can say cosec theta. So what is cosec theta? Cosec theta is reciprocal of sine theta. So we already know sine theta is what? Opposite by hypotenuse. So what should be cosec theta? Cosecant of angle theta, that is the ratio of, we can write the denominator to the numerator. So hypotenuse divided by opposite side. This is what cosecant of angle theta. Again opposite side. Okay. This is again the ratio. That is the fourth ratio. Let me write here fourth ratio. Actually first three ratios, their reciprocal we are writing next three ratios. So reciprocal of sine theta, that is the fourth one. Cosecant of angle theta, shortly I can say cosec theta. So I can write this part reciprocal. Hypotenuse will go numerator, opposite side will come denominator. Is the next one, fifth one, cosine of angle theta. So reciprocal of cos theta. Reciprocal of cos theta. Reciprocal of cos theta, generally I can write, in mathematically I can write 1 by cos theta. That is what reciprocal of. Any reciprocal of any number means 1 by that number. So cos theta, reciprocal of cos theta means 1 by cos theta. 1 by cos theta, I can represent with another ratio. That name of that ratio is secant of angle theta. Secant of angle theta, shortly I can say secant of angle theta. Secant of angle theta. So, that one I can write shortly as sec theta. Sec theta. Sec theta, again it is a ratio. Sec theta is a ratio of what? Again you go for reciprocal of cos theta, hypotenuse by adjacent side. So, what is sec theta? Reciprocal of cos theta, and it is denoted by hypotenuse. Denominator goes up and adjacent side goes down. So, this is what? Adjacent side. Okay. So, it is the reciprocal of cos theta. Reciprocal of cos theta we can mention by 1 by cos theta. That has a special name, that is called sec theta, and it is denoted by hypotenuse by adjacent side. Again, the sixth ratio, last ratio, let me that is what? Reciprocal of tan theta. Tangent of angle theta we know already. Reciprocal of tan theta. Reciprocal of tan theta. What is reciprocal of tan theta? We can mathematically we can write 1 by tan theta. When you see 1 by tan theta, meaning is it is reciprocal of tan theta. Reciprocal of tan theta has another name, that is called cotangent of angle theta. Cotangent of angle theta we will represent with cot theta. Cot theta. Cot theta. What do you mean by cot theta? So, cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta. So, how can I represent cot theta? This denominator comes up. So, cot theta is equal to adjacent side will go to the numerator. Adjacent side divided by opposite side. Adjacent side divided by opposite side. That is what? Cotangent of angle theta. Again that is a ratio, but that is reciprocal of tan theta. Already we know tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. So, its reciprocal 1 by tan theta is equal to cot theta, that is equal to adjacent by opposite. So, if you know first 3 ratios well, other 3 ratios means just the reciprocal, right? So, if I write sine of angle theta, sine theta. So, if you can memorize little bit easily, let me go for some mnemonics. Okay. Suppose if I write sine theta. Sine theta means what? Sine theta means opposite side divided by hypotenuse. See, sine theta means opposite side by hypotenuse. What is cos theta? Cos theta means adjacent side by hypotenuse. So, adjacent side by hypotenuse. Again, tangent of angle theta or tan theta means what? Tan theta means opposite side by adjacent side. So, if you can memorize like this, sin theta means opposite by hypotenuse. Cos theta means adjacent side by hypotenuse. Tan theta means what? Opposite by adjacent. So, ka, to. So, ka, to. Like that if you can memorize, the first 3 ratios we will get. The next 3 ratios are what? Just reciprocal, right? Reciprocal of sin theta, 1 by sin theta. So, 1 by sin theta is cosec theta. So, if 1 by sin theta is cosec theta. So, if you know sin theta, I can write the ratio cosec theta easily, because sin theta is what? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Then cosec theta is what? Hypotenuse by opposite side. Just reciprocal. Then cosine of angle theta, cos theta means adjacent by hypotenuse. Cos theta means adjacent by hypotenuse. So, reciprocal of cos theta we can call it as sec theta. That will be hypotenuse will come to numerator, adjacent side will come to denominator. Again, tangent of angle theta means opposite by adjacent. So, what is cot theta? Just reciprocal, adjacent side by opposites, right? So reciprocal means we are changing we are shifting numerator and denominator, switching denominator and numerator between them, right? Opposite is going up, adjacent is coming down, so like that. But when you represent reciprocal of something, 1 divided by the number, okay? So if I can write 1 by sine theta, you should read it as reciprocal of sine theta, okay? That we know. What is it? Cosec theta, cosec theta, cosec theta. So if I write, if this is reciprocal of this one, I can write 1 by cosec theta is how much? That means reciprocal of cosec theta. I transpose cosec theta here, sine theta to the other side. That will be sine theta. So they are mutually reciprocal to each other, right? 1 by sine theta cosec theta, then of course 1 by reciprocal of cosec theta will be sine theta. Same way, 1 by cos theta is what? 1 by cos theta, 1 by cos theta means what? Reciprocal of cos theta, that is sec theta. So I can write what? 1 by sec theta, 1 by sec theta is equal to what? Cos theta. Okay, we can switch like this, okay? 1 by sec theta is equal to cos theta, 1 by cos theta is equal to sec theta. Mutually they are reciprocal. Again one more thing, 1 by tan theta. 1 by tan theta means what? Reciprocal of tan theta. What is reciprocal of tan theta? Reciprocal of tan theta is cot theta. 1 by tan theta is equal to cot theta. Then I can write 1 by cot theta, that is reciprocal of cot theta will be what? Tan theta also. So like that we can write again. So these are the, whatever these 3 trigonometric ratios we studied, from that again I can make this much things, right? We will understand the rest. So we are giving some name for some ratios. We are not writing angle measurement. Normally we are writing angle in degree. But when you consider sine of angle theta, we are considering the sides. It is a ratio. Okay. Now let us do one more ratio. From this itself we can make one more ratio. If I divide sine of the angle theta, sine of angle theta opposite side by hypotenuse, I know, right? So let me write sine theta. Sine theta I know already opposite by hypotenuse, right? Opposite by hypotenuse. And cosine of the angle theta, that is cos theta. Cos theta is what? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. This is opposite side by hypotenuse. Cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay. Now if I divide sine theta, if I am dividing with the cos theta, sine theta divided by cos theta, how much it comes? We can do here opposite side, that is for sine theta, by hypotenuse, okay, divided by cos theta. I am writing here adjacent side by hypotenuse, right? When you divide a fraction, how can you multiply with the reciprocal? So opposite by hypotenuse into hypotenuse divided by adjacent side. This is what I can write like this, right? So what happened? This hypotenuse and this hypotenuse will be cancelled. Now I get numerator, I will have opposite, and denominator I have adjacent. So what the result? Sin theta by cos theta is equal to, how much I got? Opposite side by adjacent side, right? So I can write what? Sin theta by cos theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So what is opposite side by adjacent side? That ratio stands for what? Tan theta, right? So tan theta we know, opposite by adjacent. So instead of sin theta by cos theta, we got that is opposite by adjacent, means what is sin theta by cos theta? That is tan theta. So we can write sin theta by cos theta is what? Tan theta. Okay. Then again, you know, reciprocal of tan theta is cot theta. So, if I can write sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta, what is reciprocal of tan theta? That should be cot theta. So, cot theta I can write here cos theta by sin theta. That is just reciprocal of tan theta. So, if I can write tan theta as sin theta by cos theta, I can write cot theta as this denominator goes up, cos theta by sin theta. So, again we can make two more ratios, sin theta by cos theta is equal to tan theta as well as cos theta by sin theta is equal to cot theta. Okay. Again, so let us say one more point here, that means a number, any number multiplied with its reciprocal. What is the answer? When you multiply a number with its reciprocal, always answer is 1. If 8 is my number, 8 by 1, that is the meaning. What is its reciprocal? 1 by 8. I told you any number to find out the reciprocal, just write 1 by that number. So, we will get the answer as 1. So, a number multiplied by its reciprocal is always 1. So, if I consider sin theta, what is its reciprocal? Cosec theta. So, if I multiply sin theta into cosec theta, they are mutually reciprocal to each other, right? Cosec theta means 1 by sin theta. So, sin theta cancel, answer is 1. So, a number sin theta, that is a ratio multiplied with reciprocal, that is cosec theta, that is answer 1. So, what should be cos theta? Its reciprocal is what? Sec theta. Reciprocal of cos theta, sec theta. When I multiply cosec theta into sec theta, again answer comes 1. Again I can say tan theta, reciprocal of tan theta, cot theta, right? Tan theta into cot theta, tan theta into cot theta. That meaning what? Tan theta into reciprocal of tan theta, right? That is cot theta. That answer again comes 1. Okay, so we studied all these trigonometric ratios. These are the important trigonometric ratios and you should know how to write in different way. Okay, that's all for today.